Legends Tour is like a cellar full of fine wines, a smorgasbord of nationalities, a variety of vintages from the lightest and driest to the richest and heaviest, all aging gracefully side by side and sometimes in need of a dust down before they head out. The Legends Tour season of 2022 has indeed been a vintage one. Welcome to Mauritius for the season finale in a year where there were more first-time winners than returning victors. Quick rundown of the season so far. Scotsman Ewan McIntosh claimed a maiden win in Austria. The Jersey Legends was won by debutant Richard Green. He beat Paul Lawrie in a playoff. The Scotsman then went and won the following week in Cornwall. James Kingston came out on top at the Swiss Seniors Open, and playoff king Richard Green won again via a playoff at the Winston Open. The majors in America were picked up by Steve Alker and Podrick Harrington. The Senior Open champion was Darren Clarke. Alex Chaker picked up a mini digger at the JCB Championship. Philip Price got over the line in Ireland. Then Adilson de Silva picked up the Stayshore PGA Seniors Championship at Formby by a monster margin. Gary Marks won in Paris. Paul Lawrie scooped his second of the season at La Manga. And Argentine Ricardo Gonzalez won his first title in Italy. Then, after 3 years of trying, it was a maiden title for Joachim Hegman in the Seychelles. And while some may prefer a wine cellar, I'd much rather be out here at Constance Belmar Plage, where we come for the sea, the sand, the winter sun, and the golf!
It's a beautiful place. It's certainly in the very, very top echelon. It's great to come back. You're so well looked after. Everything is just outstanding. It's a real pleasure.
It's a very romantic island. You can play golf, you can hang out with your friends by the pool, by the beach, or you come here for the honeymoon. So it's a multitask destination.
Yeah, it's a great place to come and enjoy yourself. The weather is pretty good as well, so it's a nice thing to do that you can go and play your golf, and you know, if you want to practice you can, but if you don't, you can roll over on the beach and enjoy that part of it. But the resorts are amazing, so it really is all in all a great place to come.
And all the players, they are coming here every year, and they are very happy to be here. And even the new ones who don't know they're here, when they come here, they don't want to miss the next edition.
At MCB, what we wanted to do is to position Mauritius as a tourist destination, but as a golf tourist destination, because we're a strong partnership of all the hoteliers in Mauritius, and namely Constance, who is a great partner of MCB. So for us, it's a way of giving back to the community.
Let's talk about what's at stake this week. The MCB Tour Championship Mauritius will be decided, as will the coveted John Jacobs Trophy. That will be awarded to the Order of Merit winner for 2022. The situation there is like this. James Kingston is in the #1 spot.
Played hard this year, I've worked hard. I'm just proud of the fact that I've put myself in a position to try and win it.
But if Adilson de Silva wins here in Mauritius and Kingston is worse than solo 4th, then it's the Brazilian who wins.
Obviously, James is quite a few points ahead, so every shot it will be counting. This weekend. It's an important week for us.
Then there's also Philip Price. If the Welshman wins in Mauritius and Kingston finishes tied 11th or worse, then Price wins the Order of Merit.
I'd love to do it. When I won the Order of Merit 2019, and it's something I'd love to do again.
And all that will play out right here on a course that's just scooped 2022 Indian Ocean Course of the Year in the World Golf Awards. The Legends course here at Constance Belmar Plage have been where the Legends have played for 11 years. And the main hazards, wind and water.
It's good, you know, you got to pick your way around it. It's not one of these golf courses that are wide open and you just hit driver everywhere. You've got to hit 3 woods, 2 irons, pick your way around it. And of course, you got to control the breezes and look up at the clouds a lot too, because it's hard to sometimes feel where the wind is, but the clouds help.
You've got to be a little bit smart with the golf course, I think, and it gives you opportunities, and it gives you plenty of opportunities, but you know, you can run up numbers as well with the water and the problems that are around there.
So the scene is set. A little bit later in the show, we'll catch up with tour boss Ryan Howsam, but it's time to get you to the best of the action from rounds 1 and 2 with your commentary team, Kit Alexander and Paul Eales.
Thank you, Georgie. The stage is set for an epic end to the 2022 Legends Tour season. Last week's winner in the Seychelles, Joachim Hegman, got off to a fantastic start. He'd just birdied 16 and 17, and this magnificent chip-in for eagle gave him an opening 65. Jarmo Sanderlin stormed to the turn in just 30 shots on the opening day and picked up a couple more birdies at 12 and 13. This tidy recovery helped him stay at 8 under through 14. The 55-year-old Swede had to hold this 15-footer to save his par at the 15th, and he parred in to hold the first round lead with a bogey-free 64. Into round 2, and James Kingston knew he had work to do after a 74 in round 1. The Order of Merit leader caught fire around the turn, and this approach at 15 set up his 6th birdie in 7 holes as he fought back to 5 under. Miguel Angel Martin had a good 67 in the first round and poured this in for birdie on 17. A fantastic 2 on the way to a 66 and a minus 11 total. Thomas Bjorn had 4 birdies in a row from the 3rd, and he circled another red number on 8, courtesy of this terrific shot. The Dane added another birdie at 10 and showed off his iron play once again with this beauty on 12. He settled for par here but made eagle on 13 to get to 8 under for the day. He picked up another shot at 14 and finished in style as this putt used every ounce of its energy to find the bottom of the cup for eagle on 18 and a sensational round of 61.
Always difficult to play golf after 61, you know, because you always think these things come easy on a day like this. Everything came easy. Tomorrow is a new day and you don't want to know which side of the bed you wake up on.
That wonderful round has Bjorn 4 shots clear on a whopping 15 under with 1 day to go. Kingston will be keeping an eye on Adilson de Silva.
Here we are then, the final group is on the tee for the final round of the season at the MCB Tour Championship Mauritius. Thomas Bjorn shot 61 yesterday and told us after his round that going out the day after you go that low is incredibly difficult, never feels great. But he does have a 4-shot cushion over the rest of the field as he tees it off with Miguel Angel Martin of Spain. Back to your commentary team for final round action.
It was a superb start for Adilson de Silva as he very nearly holed out for eagle on the opening hole, but he would tap in for a birdie to move to 10 under par. It's not that easy, that opening hole though, is it, Paul?
No, it's not. As you can see there, water all the way down the right hand side, water down the left. The fairway does get a little bit wider at 259 yards, but basically the players are just hitting an iron off the tee and then a wedge in.
Well, Miguel Angel Martin, a 60-year-old, a little bit of a lofted wood by the looks of it there.
Yeah, just a fairway wood to try and get his round underway. Oh, it looks like he's leaked it a little bit. No, he's happy. He's happy with that one. You can see the club speed there down because it's a fairway wood with the driver. That would be around about 100 miles an hour.
Jarmo Sanderlin with his 2nd shot into 2. Recently tried to regain his DP World Tour card. Played all 3 stages of qualifying school. Fell just short at the final hurdle. But bringing that form into this week.
Beautiful shot from Jarmo. Now Big Tom, our leader, out with the iron just to try and get it down there. 200 yards or so.
And the leader safely off and running by the looks of things. Paul, you were playing How impressive was that 61 in the conditions on that course?
Oh, it's an incredible score, 61. The par fives are there to be had. They are shorter, but every single shot has jeopardy with it. And a thinking man's golf course. Well done, Tom. Great 61 it was.
And Joachim Hegman here at the second, just coming out of this slightly wider bladed rough.
Yeah, it's not easy to judge the distance out of here, and Joey and the caddy and Joachim will have discussed that. Watch this one roll. There it goes. No spin available. Go on, go on! Oh, what a shot from Joachim.
Well, he nearly judged that to absolute perfection. And now the leader, Bjorn, from the centre of the fairway on 1.
Yeah, always good to get the opening tee shot away. Pin cut at the back left-hand side of the screen. Only around about 120 yards for Thomas here. Bang on line, but just a little short. Couldn't afford to go over the back. That's a good start. Good start.
Playing alongside him, Miguel Angel Martin. You sense the chasing pack need a fast start to try and apply some pressure.
Well, yeah, the pressure on the par fives is where you've got to make your scores round here, but you can easily become undone if you get too aggressive. What can Miguel do? That's a lovely opening shot there.
So the Spaniard will have a much shorter effort for birdie on that opening hole. And this is Hegman just finishing off on 2, and he moves to 11 under.
Disappointing he didn't have to lie down to line that one up there.
I wouldn't get back up if I did that. Now De Silva, James Kingston's nearest challenger in this race for the Order of Merit, the tournament within the tournament.
Yeah, Dilson's been a great addition to the Legends Tour this year, coming on and playing so well in Austria on an invite, and continued all the way through. And that great victory at Formby Golf Club in the PGA.
Yeah, he hasn't finished outside the top 10 in the 4 events since that win.
Yomo just to brush this one in. I've got to say, Kit, the golf course is in magnificent condition. Best we've ever seen it, and the greens as true as can be. Well done, Yomo.
Georgie was telling us about the wind before, and doesn't seem to be much more than a light breeze out there at the moment.
No, we had fantastic conditions all week long. Thomas left to right here up the slope. Can it get there? Oh my word. There you go. That's what winners do.
Well, a 15-time winner on the DP World Tour, a man who knows how to get the job done. Winning never easy, but with that start, maybe it will be today for him.
Dilson across the green here. It's a little bit of left to right in this one for him. Caddy's a big lad, isn't he?
I was just thinking he could carry De Silva and the clubs if he needed to.
Yeah.
But no birdie there for the Brazilian, and perhaps that's the one area that's maybe let him down a little bit this season. The ball striking has been absolutely sensational. Hasn't always held as many of the opportunities you might expect.
No, he's a solid putter though. Not much wrong with any part of Adilson's game, and of course used to the African conditions and the Asian conditions.
Now this is a very different proposition for Miguel Angel Martin on the first green, having just watched the leader pour one in.
Not quite what he wanted, but Miguel's a feisty little battler, and that was a good effort there. Small margins, isn't it? But a nice opening 4 for Miguel.
But it's the dream start for Thomas Bjorn, who's still in control with that opening birdie. De Silva's fast start has given himself hope of securing the win. He needs to potentially win the Order of Merit. There's more to come from the MCB Tour Championship Mauritius after the break.
Welcome back. It's the Legends Tour highlight show from the MCB Championship in Mauritius, and time as promised to catch up with Legends Tour Supremo Ryan Howsam. Let's let him drain this putt before we get his thoughts on what to expect next year.
The way the brand is now building, you know, legends front and centre of it, but then the whole product side of it, with whether it be celebrities that we've got involved, as you know, which have really added something to it, and then this standard championship all the way through to the Alliance. It gives sponsors something a little bit different, you know, to entertain their stakeholders. And what we're finding is that venues, top class venues, want to get involved. So for example, next year we've got Trump International. So it's those types of venues, you know, Great Links courses back here again. And you know, we're also taking up the prize money next year as well. So they're going to be playing for more money, more players coming on. So it's you know, it's really going in the right direction.
A bright future ahead for the Legends Tour. In the present, my co-commentator Paul Eales was enjoying a good week on the course, and he was 4 under for the final round after 6 holes. Had to settle for a par on 7 here. Philip Price's dreams of topping the Order of Merit for a second time weren't to be, as this narrow birdie miss left him on 4 under through 7. James Kingston had moved into the top 10 by birdieing 4 of his first 6 holes, and he stayed at -9 as he saved par here at 7 before birdieing 8 and 9 to turn in 30. 5 holes in and Bjorn's lead is down to 3. Kingston has overtaken to silver. Tell us about this 7th hole, Paul.
Yeah, it's a super par 3, the 7th. Water on the right-hand side and round the back of the green. And it's played into the breeze all week, so it's been a tricky hole for most of the players. Round about 190 yards it's played, so a 4-iron, sometimes a hybrid, depending on whether that wind's picked up when you're on the tee. Just a long iron here for Adilson.
I find it quite refreshing to see the pros having to hit a long iron or a hybrid into a par 3 these days.
Yeah, it wouldn't be for the youngsters playing though, Kit. Yeah, those old fellas are still going to the deep end of the bag, and that's a lovely shot. A little bit to the right of the pin, but safely on board the green.
Yeah, as you say, back into the breeze. Pin at the back today. Now Sanderlin, he's had trouble here at the 6th. This is to drop just 1 shot. Oh.
Wow, risk and reward par 5. I mean, you can come undone very quickly, as Yarmo's has shown us. Ouch, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, the par 5s are really there for the taking for the most part this week, as Hegman looks to just tidy up for his 4. Bjorn's made a good chunk of his score on these holes, so par's not great on them. A 7 is just disastrous.
It really is, but like as I was saying before, around every corner there's a disaster. Relatively flat straight putt here for Adilson, and oh my goodness, in it goes.
What a putt from Adilson to silver. Well, I take everything I said about his putting previously back, Paul.
Yes, you should, Kit. Quite right. Now, these are always awkward, just off the fringe of the green. You could actually putt that one, but not Thomas. Great picture of the ball, but it's just hit into the grain there and just come up a little short, so I'd be disappointed with that.
He's been one of the best wedge players on the DP World Tour and Legends Tour for the last couple of decades, Thomas Bjorn. And Martin for his birdie. Well, that turned an awful lot in the last couple of feet.
Just as it slowed down the grain, grabbed it and just disappeared, hit the low edge, and frustration all over Miguel's face there.
So not quite happening for the 3-time DP World Tour winner today, and that expression tells you everything. Bjorn for his birdie.
Yeah, straight and firm with this. To this one go back of the cup. There we go, and he really has killed the par 5s all week, Thomas. That's where he's made his huge score. I think he's had 3 or 4 eagles, Kit, hasn't he?
He has, and he's restored that 4-shot advantage that he started the round with. Kingston doing his best to secure the solo 4th or better that would guarantee him the Order of Merit. Martin was hanging on to Bjorn's coattails, but the Spaniard dropped a shot with this short miss on 7. A couple of pars followed, and he'd turn in 35. Paul Eales is now Bjorn's nearest challenger, thanks to a birdie on the 12th.
It was a great birdie too.
I'll have to have words with the producers that we've not seen that one, Paul.
Well, I was out before the cameras got out there, but Tent's a lovely little dog leg left to right. Driver over the corner, leaves around about between 80 and 100 yards into the pin, and Yarmo's judged that absolutely to perfection. One big bounce and bringing it next to the hole. Caddy's happy anyway.
Now here is the man having a real tear today, James Kingston. 12 under, 3 holes left to play.
Yeah, as with Yarmo, his son Douglas. James has got Christopher on the bag. Pull that one a little wide. Looks frustrated, but... And here we go on the 10th. Like I was saying, dog leg from left to right. The player's going over the corner there. It doesn't look like that off the tee that you can go over those trees on the right-hand side, but that's exactly what you do. If you go too straight toward the bunker, you run through and into the rough. So Thomas will just be trying to hit a little slider from left to right here. And there you can see bending it round the corner, going with the line of the fairway. I've not got enough spin, side spin on that one. You're going to have a tricky shot to control coming out of the semi-rough there.
Now Joachim Hegman for birdie up ahead on the 10th green.
Quite quick putt this left to right. Oh, just the speed kept that one out, Kit. Had a good putt there.
We've seen a few lip outs, haven't we?
The greenkeeping staff have done an amazing job here.
Yeah, it's in great condition. Let's take this opportunity to go and hear from Thomas Bjorn with Georgie.
I was going to say, are you looking at the leaderboard today?
Well, yeah, I think you always should do, really. I don't really understand the reason not to. You want to know what's coming at you, or you want to know what you need to do. And, you know, especially on a golf course like this where there's trouble in a lot of places, it's, you know, if you've got a big lead, you can maybe play it a bit more safe. But we need to get a few holes into this back nine before we can start looking at those things.
And we'll leave you to it. Play well.
Thanks.
Thank you, Thomas.
He's sounding very relaxed out there, Paul, and understandably so, given the position he's in.
Absolutely. Yarmo just tapping in for his birdie there.
Yes. Miracles happen.
Well, glad he can see the funny side of it. It's been a tough day. Those back-to-back double bogeys on the front nine did not do Sanderlin any favours. And Philip Price will need more than a miracle if he's to top the order of merit. But still looking to push for a good finish. Just a par there, though.
Well, Thomas coming out of the semi-rough here. Line nice and clean, but not always easy to judge the control. He's launched that so high to try and land it softly. And you can see even that soft trajectory landing, the ball's running out there. So well played that, well controlled from Thomas.
Yeah, he's made 6 of 16 cuts on the DP World Tour this year as well, so he can still cut it with the young guys on his day.
Yep. And James across the green. It's a big swing as this ball loses pace from left to right. I could see there just drifting low. A very, very tricky pin position.
Just about 18 inches to finish it off. But the South African doing everything he needs to do to make sure no one can overtake him at the top of that order of merit.
Nice to see major winner Tom Lehman over here, a former winner around the golf course.
Yeah, beautiful way for the American to finish. He won the inaugural MCB Tour Championship back in 2011. Rounds of 72, 69 and 76 have him in the clubhouse on +1. Just the 18 shots shy of our leader, and he has this to go to 18 under par.
He can be firm with this one, Thomas, up the slope and into the grain. Frustrated, but no damage done. Take some pars from here. It's the big numbers that you've got to keep off the card round this Legends course, and they're easy to do.
Yeah, of course, heaps of experience. Former Ryder Cup captain. And he's front running with aplomb like the experienced champion that he is. Holes are running out for the chasers, hoping to catch him. The Legends Tour season is flying towards its exciting conclusion after the break.
Welcome back to the Legends Tour highlight show, where one lucky golf lottery winner was enjoying an all-expenses trip to join the tour in the Indian Ocean and play golf with Michael Campbell and Michael Long. This is Stuart Wardle. Won a once-in-a-lifetime trip to tee it up in Mauritius, a slightly different type of winter golf. He's normally at Dalmahoy in Edinburgh.
Well, it's completely different from what I'm used to, chopping it around the golf course, but yeah, no, these guys they take it seriously, but they were very generous with us, and took their time and let us play our own game. Didn't get too many hints at the right time and the wrong time, so it's been great. Really enjoyed it.
Worth playing the golf lottery, isn't it? There was some serious golf business to attend to in the Alliance Series in Mauritius. This is Paul Willis from Australia. He was back and on form and won the amateur prize after 36 holes on Friday and Saturday. Also up for grabs in Mauritius, the Season Award for the most consistent amateur golfer, picked up by Sylvia Cadu from Switzerland. She got a big win back in Donegal that laid the foundations for her victory. We will look forward to seeing all the amateurs back on the Legends Tour next year.
Thomas Bjorn is the favourite for the prizes as we head into the back nine of the final pro event of the year. And here he is on the 11th tee.
They're just playing 164 yards to a back pin today, but the further up the green you go, the narrower it gets. Not sure whether Tom's going to take the flag on or go for the thick of the green. Be short of the flag. No, he's oh, what a shot that is.
Well, that final little facial expression we saw from him there, I didn't think he liked it, and it's absolutely ideal.
Well, he obviously took it on there. Looked like an 8-iron there for Thomas.
De Silva just pitching up from just shy of the green, and that's a lovely touch.
Another of the par 5 holes that's dangerous.
I've not seen much of Paul McGinley, Ryder Cup captain at Glen Eagles.
It's always great to have Paul out, always got something to say, and a huge advocate of senior tour golf, but now getting busier and busier in the media world.
Yeah, 3 solid rounds there from the Irishman. Oh, this is a long putt from Miguel Angel Martin. You're thinking more about getting it down in 2 than holing it.
Up the little step there, you can only think that was a complete miscue off the tee for Miguel to be so far short. Around about where he is now is the biggest target to aim for, but not for Thomas. He went straight into that tiny little bit of green where the flag was.
Now James Kingston on the final hole. Left himself a lot of green to work with here.
And lovely pitch from James there. Played that well, water left and right, so he made sure his second shot was nice and straight, avoiding the water.
You can see the hole just between the legs there of De Silva's playing partner. Oh, and he moved just in time for us to see it drop in.
Yeah, it was a very, very dangerous hole. Very narrow all the way along the par 5 13th.
Philip Price looking to finish on a high.
Just the grass that makes these shots tricky. Normally the guys would hit those in and it would spin on the second or third bounce, but you've got to let the ball roll out on these greens just because of the grasses that we're playing from. After that terrific tee shot, a little bit of right to left break in this, going down the slope and grain for Thomas. Boom.
Never going to be anywhere else, was it? 18 under par and 5 shots clear. And hopefully the final shot of James Kingston's season. It is, and what a season it has been for the South African. The win in the Swiss Seniors Open, 6 times inside the top 5. That 13 under par total may well be enough for a 7th top 5 finish as well.
Pricey was telling me that his attitude just wasn't quite where it needed to be, but another great season for him, topped off with the win in Ireland.
Yeah, it was only really very slim hopes of topping the order of merit coming into this week, but that closing 75 did for his chances. An excellent round of 64 though, looks like it's enough to guarantee order of merit glory for James Kingston as Bjorn leads by 5 with 7 to play in Mauritius. Unfortunately, it was a disappointing finish for Paul Eales, who bogeyed 16 and 18 for a final round of 68 and an 11 under par total. Simon Brown was having a tidy final round and he made it back-to-back birdies to get to minus 12 by holing this for a 3 at 15. The leader, Bjorn, made a par at 12, and it was only a par 5 at 13 as this birdie effort bent away from the target on the low side. Adilson de Silva has clawed himself into solo second with another birdie at 14, but he surely requires a miracle to catch Thomas Bjorn as we go down to Clark Dennis hitting his approach into 18.
Yeah, around about 220 yards to go for Clark there. Water left and right. Bigger target to the right-hand side of that flag. Oh, what a tremendous shot from the Texan.
Love a risk and reward finishing hole. I'm not sure there'll be much risk today for Thomas Bjorn, but...
And certainly not for Phil Archer. Absolutely crushed his tee shot off the tee, and he's drawing it into this left-hand pin. It is a dangerous pin if you seek it out. Oh, but not for Phil. What a tremendous shot. Great season, his rookie season. Just got beaten in the playoff, didn't he, in Germany, was it?
A wonderful bit of camera work there as well, really, to see that ball flight. And well, it's not been the back nine Miguel Angel Martin would have wanted.
Yeah, low under the branches, trying to hook it round onto this green, and he's done it really, really well. Now he's got a tricky putt because that's quick going down there.
Clark Dennis's eagle putt on its way on 18. Well, and he's left himself a bit of meat on the bone for the birdie putt.
Yeah, he's good from there though. And Thomas in great position off the tee at 15. It's a tight pin, 5 on 4 off the left. Oh, and what a shot that is.
Yeah, showing his class this week. It's not normally this easy to be a front runner, is it, Paul? Philip Archer with his eagle putt on 18.
Come on, Phil. Finish off a very, very good rookie year. We'll be seeing a lot of him next year, that's for sure. Closing birdie for Arch.
And he'll be coming back to some familiar courses, having visited them for the first time this year. So it's always funny to have a rookie season at this stage in your life and your career, but it does make a difference coming back the second season.
Now what can Miguel make of this tricky putt down the green on the way? It's a good line. Go on, go on. Oh, just missing. That's going to be disappointment again. Third bogey in the last 4 holes for Miguel.
And made all the more painful for having a front row seat to his playing partner Thomas Bjorn's absolute procession today. So he's back to 9 under.
Oh, predicted Clark would knock this in. Oh dear, like shelling peas. What a player. Great to see him. Hopefully we'll see Clark back again next year.
Yeah, good total of 12 under par for the 2017 Order of Merit winner.
And Thomas can be firm with this. No break in this if he hits it hard enough. Oh, or just dribble it in the left-hand edge. Another birdie, and it's a cruise control now for Thomas.
Bjorn hasn't dropped a shot since the 7th hole on day 1, and he's now 4 under for the final round with 1 hand on the trophy. Join us after the break for the final few holes in Mauritius. Welcome back to the conclusion of the MCB Tour Championship Mauritius. Jarmo Sanderlin was enduring a frustrating day, but the former Ryder Cup player did make a birdie too for the second successive day on the 17th. And he made the most of it. Simon Brown found the greenside bunker in 2 on the par 5 18th, and he played this delightful shot to set up a closing birdie. A 68 was enough for a -13 total. Thomas Bjorn was up and out of this birdie effort on 16 very quickly, but the par kept him at 19 under. Bjorn has this one all but sewn up for a second Legends Tour victory of his career. And a shout out to Michael Long, whose fantastic closing 64, including an ace at the 3rd.
And talking of par 3s, penultimate hole. Beautiful, 166 on the card, but only playing 136 yards on the final day with the pin tucked on the left-hand side and the tee pushed up a little bit. Wedge or 9-iron for Thomas. The wind is out of the right, and this is the hottest part of the course. There's no air in on that tee, so if you wanted to get hot and steamy, stand for 5 minutes on the 17th tee.
Hot and steamy in Mauritius, Paul. Well, I had a feeling Thomas Bjorn would go straight at that one. He's been playing aggressively and fires it over the flagstick. Smile for son and caddy Oliver.
Dilson, not the finish he would have wanted, but he is going to lift the Barry Lane Rookie of the Year award. And what a great tribute to our friend and legend Barry Lane that they've named the Rookie of the Year award after him in honour of his career.
Yeah, wonderful season for De Silva and a 12 under par. Good week to finish it all off.
Okay, Miguel. He's always aggressive as well. 9-iron it'll be here for him. A little wind out of the right-hand side. Likes to draw the ball in. Oh, tremendous shot straight over the flag.
So a birdie here and maybe an eagle or birdie at 18 will make the day feel a lot better for the Spaniard. And Hegman, last week's winner. There's a very brave steward down there in a blue top going straight over the top of him.
Oh, and he's got lucky there. The water just beyond where that ball has finished. And you just need that sometime, that little bit of luck.
Thomas Bjorn. Oh, it just took a little hop there.
Yeah, slow putt there. The grain into Thomas there, and like you say, sometimes it can just give it a little bit of a bounce and you know the ball's not going to make the journey.
No, you don't see it on the screen, do you? But the grain's so important on these greens.
But as we said before, the greenskeepers have done a fantastic job. No complaints from any of the players with the condition of the golf course this week.
Sanderlin's been in the water on 18 and not messing about, playing his 4th shot over the head of his playing partner.
Not a clue what they just said there.
Well, for anyone fluent in Swedish, I'm sure you'll have understood that they had a little laugh and a joke about it then. No hard feelings. Miguel Angel Martin for birdie on the penultimate hole. Great tee shot into here. And
Boom.
He takes advantage of it.
Well done, Miguel. Battling away, as he always has done throughout a very, very long and successful career.
Hegman, tricky little chip shot from just long of this 18th green.
It was. He was very lucky to be on dry land, but he's played that well, and he'll have that for a closing birdie.
And he'll have fond memories of that first Legends Tour win last week to go home with.
And he will. Joey's caddy there, watching on. Jarmo. Oh, it's just been one of those days. Frustration after that fantastic opening round of 64. Finished with the 77.
Yeah, so the first round leader has to settle for 6 under par.
Nice and firm for Joachim. Boom, in it goes. Well played, and what a great season he's had as well.
Yeah, rounds of 65, 69 and 72 for the first Swede ever to play in the Ryder Cup, to top off a fantastic third season on the Legends Tour.
Par 5, 18th hole. Water on the right-hand side, possibly just out of range, but you got to keep it down that right-hand side to make your second shot shorter. But it is over water. Water on the left-hand side, and this lake goes all the way around to the front left-hand side. So an easy par 5 if you get a couple of good straight shots away. But the water can be there waiting for you, as I found out. And suddenly it's not such an easy par 5.
Yeah, it's a cleverly designed finishing hole, isn't it? The more risk you take on with the tee shot, the easier it makes your second.
Straight down here for Miguel. A big wide target. Unusual for the golf course here. It's probably the widest tee shot that you would have all week. Tugged it a little left, but that should find the fairway, and he's in a good position there. So he won't have the water on the right hand side to go over, but it will be a longer second shot in.
Just about 300 yards to reach that water on the right, so Thomas probably just about has the firepower if he gets hold of one.
Yeah, all the shots in the book, just turning that one over from right to left. To say one of the wider fairways. And it looks like he's maybe just missed that to the left, but that's okay. Absolutely fine and dandy right there.
Yeah, plenty of shots to play with. And Thomas Bjorn can enjoy the walk up 18 with son Oliver on the bag, with what is an unassailable 6-shot lead now.
About 220 yards to go for Miguel, so he can get home. Oh, and it's on a tight line as well. Looks a great shot from Miguel here. Landing shot. Wow, he's taken that. What a fantastic shot that is. Don't know whether he pulled it, Kit, but what a result.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. That is an absolute peach. Great to see the fans out as well. Plenty of youngsters hopefully being inspired to take up the game if they haven't already. Bjorn has laid up, so this is third into the par 5 18th.
Yeah, one of the strengths of Thomas's game is his wedge play. Look for this one to finish by the flag, and oh, he doesn't let you down, does he? What a tremendous shot to cap off a fantastic week.
Absolute showman, giving the crowd exactly what they want, right up to the last.
Yeah, lots of duties with his Ryder Cup vice-captaincy looming. And the players gathering in the clubhouse there just to hail the champion. Now Miguel, can he finish off that wonderful shot? Not a lot of movement in this putt. Oh, it just jumped and it's going to be short. Oh, Miguel. Good finish though, birdie finish. What a frustrating day, I think, on the links for Miguel.
So not what he was hoping for from the final group, but that positive finish has hauled him back into the top 6. An 11 under par, still a very good way to sign off for 2022. But it's all about this man, Thomas Bjorn, looking to finish by doing exactly what he's done all week and make another birdie.
Yeah, that incredible middle round of 61 set up this road to victory for Thomas Bjorn.
It's been an absolute masterclass from Bjorn as he finishes with a birdie to romp to a 3-round total of 20 under par. He was simply a class apart this week, and to have his son Oliver caddying for the very first time makes it doubly special. There was no catching the Great Dane today as he wins by 7. Kingston showed why he deserves to be Legends Tour #1 with a final round surge to finish tied for second with Simon Brown.
I got here and I saw the golf course well. I took advantage of the par 5s, especially in the first and yesterday. So, you know, that they give me a lot of freedom on this golf course to then not be as aggressive with everything else. So I think the par 5s played into my hands this week, and fortunately I took good care of them as well.
James Kingston is a very worthy winner of the John Jacobs Trophy. It went down to the final round of the season, but he clinches it with a win and 3 runners-up, including here in Mauritius.
Eventually to cross the line in Mauritius, it's unbelievable. Having my whole family here, what a wonderful week.
Adilson de Silva started the season without status, and he ends it as the Barry Lane Rookie of the Year.
The final ball has been hit and the curtain comes down on the 2022 season with Thomas Bjorn, a very popular winner here at the season-ending tournament in Mauritius. The 2023 season promises even more from the Legends Tour. We'll look forward to seeing you then.